Okay. Okay, we have an outlet here that's all worn out. We're going to put a nice brand new one in here. Plus, it's all painted up. We'll see how many wires we got in here. Okay, so here in the country I was born in, our outlets are polarized. Your live wire, which is black, red, or blue, goes on the brass screw, which is the narrow slot. Your white wire, which is neutral, goes on the silver screw, which is the wide slot. And your bare ground wire goes on this green screw, or it could be a green wire. And that's the ground. So we'll see what we have in here. That screw wasn't even very tight. Okay, so we have two blacks. And we'll flip it over. So this wire is not too terribly old. It's maybe 25 years maybe. We have our ground, which is on the green screw here. This was a cheaper outlet. See how it is made to go in like that, but see how the copper just goes under the screw head? It doesn't make a really good solid connection. This is just a very cheap, like a dime store type of an outlet. Okay, so we'll get our wires all wiped off here. And our ground wire wasn't even hooked up very good either. So we're going to take this crimp sleeve off. So that outlet wasn't very well grounded either. So we get a piece of ground wire out of a piece of 14-2 here. And we'll try and see if we can get this crimp sleeve off this here. We'll squeeze it like this and see if we can, hey, we got it off. We got off the previous crimp sleeve here. Okay, we'll get our tail wire back in here. Let's see how far we can get it back there. We'll get these together here. Okay, I'm not going to twist it too much because I don't want to break the wire and we're done. Okay, so we'll clip it off even with the shortest wire right there, which I see is right there. We have 3/14s, and I'll just stick a yellow wire nut in here. Okay. I don't want to risk breaking that ground wire off inside, so I'll just be thankful for what we have there. Okay, so now we'll strip our two blacks and our whites, make them a little longer here. Just a little extra light here. I take off about an inch of each conductor here. This way we'll get a nice wrap around our screws here. You always strip with the hole that matches your wire size there. There we go. I found my Robertson 1 screwdriver, but it doesn't really work that good on the green screws. So first we'll take our white wires and we'll put them on our silver colored screw here. You always put your wire around the screw, the direction your screw turns, like that, and close the loop. Make sure it's tight. We'll get our other one around here. Wow, that broke, so we'll strip it back a little bit more. Make sure it's nice and tight like that. And we'll put our ground wire around our green screw here. And see if it takes the Robertson screwdriver. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. Yeah, that one took. So we got a nice connection here. Now we'll turn this around so that our ground wire stays down on the bottom. Now we'll put our black wires up here on our brass colored screws. Again, we'll make sure we put it around the screw, the direction our screw turns. Make sure it's nice and tight. We don't get our insulation caught under the screw head. And our copper is under the screw head all the way around. Now I pull back so that the copper goes under the screw head all the way around. Make sure it's tight. And that's what we want there, our copper under the screw head all the way around, our insulation up close to the screw but not under the screw. Now we can push this into our box, make sure our ground wire is back there. We're going to fold our ground wire up this way and back down this way so it stays back in here. See how I folded it so it stays up here away from everything? We can just push this back into our box here. just going to make sure that ground wire stays away from everything there. I'll just screw this into our box. Tight, tight. And we'll just stick our nasty cover back on here until we get a nice new one. Oh, that's all yicky and dirty, so we're not going to use this cover. We're just going to throw it out. Now this outlet that we took out is just like a very cheap, like a department, like a dime store kind of an outlet, because it's a very, you put the wire through the hole and just tighten the wire under the screw head there. But if you're clever enough, you can get the wire to go around the screw and get a better connection. But this is a very cheaply made outlet. And it is made here in the country I was born in. That's a nice thing to see. I'm going to guess this is probably about maybe 10, 15 years old. I don't know what brand it is.